I'm joined by Liu Chuncheng, Associate Professor at China's Central University of Finance and Economics. Sir, welcome to the program. Let me begin with how China is really benefiting from Trump's America First stance when it comes to trade.
Well, China is the second largest importer of the world, and the first largest exporter in the world. So China really benefit a lot from the trade. No question about that. But in recent years, China's economy more depend on the internal demands. Yes. And I think in the future, China will play more roles still play more roles in the world trade. Yeah.
And what about China's role in Mexico's future plans for growth?
Well, China is already the second largest trade partners of Mexico, and I think there are a lot of opportunities for each country. We are all developing countries. China's reform and economic development accumulated a lot of experiences. And for the Chinese enterprises, we have accumulated a lot of money, capital, management experience, and business partners with the rest of the world, and also technologies. And China, no need to mention that China has the largest market and the population in the world. So I think we have a lot of opportunities for mutual investment. The problem is that China and Mexico, we do not have a lot of understandings about each other. In fact, Mexico is very far away from China. So not just the distance, but also the spiritually. So I think we have to negotiate more, to open more markets. In fact, there are a lot of opportunities here in China.
Professor, let me move on to the trade relationship once again between the United States and China. Where do things stand at this point? And how much progress was made between Xi Jinping and Donald Trump when they met in Florida?
Well, there are a lot of progress. I think now China and the U.S. is holding a 100 days plan to extend the import. China is trying to extend the import from United States and ease the pressure of trade surplus for both sides. I think that will be good for the mutual trade relationships. And also, the United States is giving up China is giving up the idea that China is a currency manipulator. I think that's good because China didn't fall into the currency manipulator condition. And I think that will be good for the trade relations of each other. And the U.S. is
Go ahead.
Yeah, and the U.S. is linking the trade relations with China with the China's attitude towards the DPRK crisis. I think we share the same attitude in that area too.
And what about down the road? What is next again in terms of trade for the two biggest economies in the world?
Well, we all know that China and the U.S. the largest economy in the world. If we start a war, that will be no good to each other, and even worsen the world economy. So I think the two partners will stay calm. And I think we will involve with some ideas, some negotiations to solve the problems, not just worsen the problems, not just worsen the situation. That will be good to each other. And I think it's reasonable. But there will be more trade frictions, no question about that.
All right. Agreements,
And
but clearly some
I think
disagreements as well. Professor Liu Chuncheng, thank you so much.